Hello, everyone. I wanted to just talk about this wonderful game, Hytale, and how this is exactly what gaming needs. Gaming needs this sort of competitive approach. We are seeing a competitor to Minecraft that is making it so that Microsoft can no longer phone in their updates. They can no longer put the bare minimum into things because, as someone who has been playing Minecraft since 2009, I remember the updates before Microsoft bought it and how much was in them, how everything that was added had tons of content, tons of uses. Everything that was added had multiple uses from day one. Finally, we got a copper update that allowed us to actually use copper for more than lightning rods. But competition brings the best out for those of us who are gamers. We are the ones who are capable of getting more for our money when the big companies have to actually fight. They have to actually put good functionality to their games in order to get us to buy their games. Microsoft has basically loved the fact that they owned the not 2D, the voxel 16-bit block-based survival genre for as long as they did. Now there's a competitor that I'm pretty sure is going to beat them in just about every single way. Whenever you go to the Lost Temple, you see tons of doors that are in coming soon features. You see that they have plans for a ton of content. They've now made millions of dollars off of selling this. I'm pretty sure that they bought this from Riot for far less than they've made already, which also shows that big companies are the bane of gamers' existence. This game was in this state 7 years ago. 7 years ago. Whenever they bought this game back, they reverted it back to when they first started with Riot. That means 7 years of content creation time was wasted completely. That's not acceptable to gamers. We deserved more. We deserved better. Riot, if they can't figure out a way to monetize it better, they don't want it. And that's why it got shelved. And that's why the team that made this game originally as a passion project, that's why they came back to it as a passion project. They wanted to buy it back. They wanted to be able to continue it. This is the polar opposite. Well, it's yet to be seen. We'll see how Microsoft responds. But so far, this is the polar opposite of how Nintendo treated Palworld. Palworld is the exact same scenario as this, but Nintendo instead decided that they wanted to try and stop it through lawyers, not through competition. This means that they don't have to even try to do better. They don't have to try and improve Pokemon, if they just get Palworld removed. They don't have to. That's not the way that it's supposed to work. Capitalism is supposed to be a system where you are able to make something to compete with me. And whenever you make something to compete with me, both of us need to do one of two things. We need to either give more value to the person in the way of more content, or we need to give less content but for a much better price. Those are the two things that you can adjust as someone who is creating something for purchase. So either more content or less price. And with that, the consumers get to make a decision where we say, hey, I want this because, yeah, I get that I'm not getting as much content out of it, but it's also half the price. Or if two games are the same price, Minecraft is $20, this is $20. This looks like it has skills. It might have magic coming. It has the ability to look at the generation of everything. I remember when Minecraft introduced lost mines or abandoned mines. It was cool. But look at what's in this game. There's no reason that a company with billions of dollars behind them, in Microsoft owning Mojang, couldn't do something like this years ago. There's no reason they couldn't have introduced magic systems years ago. There's no reason that the mob votes have to even happen. Find other ways to involve your community. Because saying, oh yeah, we're going to throw away 2 ideas of content is stupid. It's not an acceptable thing to me. I just don't understand it. As someone who wants to design and create video games, I would never understand the concept, or I never do understand the concept of intentionally limiting and pulling back on content. Like, it just doesn't make sense. All that happens is we lose as consumers. We don't get as much content. We have to spend more money. Luckily, Microsoft did not raise the price of Minecraft, but they sure focused on, instead of giving you more content for your base game, they were putting content in those expansion packs. They were making it where you had to buy the Jurassic Park bundle or whatever the current bundle of the time is. They kept doing that over and over and over. Put that time into giving your actual base consumer more content. You can do one of those a year, sure. But make sure that the base content of the game is also expanding. I saw things in the trailers for those expansions that should have been put into the main game. Skills and special moves and stuff like that. This game is filling that niche. That niche is... It's something that never should have been left vacant. We need more of this in the world. We need more of this in the gaming community. We need competition, because competition always brings better ideas. It always brings better service for us. And I cannot stress this enough. It needs to be actively called out whenever companies do things like Nintendo did. You cannot be abusive through law when other people are making something to compete against you. It's just not an acceptable thing to me. It shouldn't be an acceptable thing to any gamer. So with that, I highly encourage you guys to play Hytale. Go buy a copy and enjoy it. It's an awesome game so far. It has a lot of bugs on it right now, but this is a alpha build. I'm sure they're going to add a ton of content. They're patching this thing regularly. I bought it 5 days ago, 6 days ago, and they've already had at least 2 patches to it. This, if you are younger, the way that this game is currently being treated is very similar to how Minecraft was back whenever Notch and Jeb were the ones working on it, and not Microsoft. I know Jeb still works with it, but my point is, when it was a passion project by a couple of indie developers, this is what it was like. It was updates weekly. It was new stuff. It was messing with things and adding April Fool's jokes and doing all sorts of fun stuff. Now, you can experience what it was like to be in early Minecraft if you play Hytale now. And on top of that, it will send the message to Microsoft. Hey, you need to actually try on this. You need to not take us for granted. You need to put the effort in, or else you will lose everyone. My son hasn't played this yet, but I already know he would enjoy this even more than Minecraft. It has angles, It has the ability to make round shapes. There's no reason at this point that Minecraft couldn't have all of these things. None at all. So please, go check it out. The fact that bows and swords and daggers and halberds and axes and all these weapons have actual, like, skills. Once you hit enemies enough, you get a special attack. That's awesome, and that's wonderful. And that should have been something. It should have been where axes and swords were different in a way past how long it takes for them to recharge. They should have had different reaches. They should have had different attack patterns. It would have been so much better. Minecraft's combat seems incredibly simple compared to this. Incredibly simple. And I am looking forward to playing this. I am super excited for when my new PC comes in, just so that I can stream this with my model. Because my PC is 8 years old. It's ancient. I need it to actually be able to do... Well, what's going to happen is my current PC is going to turn into just a model PC, and then my new PC is going to be what I do my games on. So, point is, this game is awesome. Go support it. I hope to see that Microsoft actually, instead of just writing it off and going, we've already got all the sales we need out of Minecraft, we don't need to worry about it. I'm hoping to see them instead say, hey, let's double up on this. Let's double down. Let's try harder. Let's add a ton more content. Let's do this right. Because that is going to give all of us an absolute win. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll catch you later.